Folks, all summer we have been reporting on the rumors of a trade of potentially Brandin, Kuminga, Moody, someone for a big name star. And it hasn't happened. Why? Because the Warriors love their young talent. And you know what? We got even bigger proof from Joe Lacob. In his interview, which we're going to talk about as topic one, he talks about trading Podziemski. It's not going to happen. You have to hear his words. Secondly, he spoke about Plowden, Daeqwon Plowden, who just signed their two-way contract and had high regards. And he balled out in yesterday's Summer League game, hoping the Warriors stay undefeated. Sorry for all those numbers. So the Warriors are undefeated, and we're going to break down that game, the three takeaways, box score. Pat Spencer had a big game he needed to as well. So there's a lot to go over. Before we get into it, as we always do, let's break down some fan feedback. From Zal Ujevi, keep up the great work. Regards from Croatia. Thank you for being here, a Warrior fan all the way over in Europe. You're part of the family. Great coverage of the edges of the story. It helps to see things with perspective. I appreciate that. Again, we cover everything here. Game stats, highlights, rumors, trades, free agency, cap, salary, etc., keeping you up to date and making it easy. So if you're not part of it, come join the Warriors Digest. Subscribe. And Miranda, here I am from Oklahoma. You're the best and fastest way to get Warriors news. I thank you so much. Appreciate you from Oklahoma. I hope that we beat OKC, and I'm sure you do too. And one way we're going to do that is through Podziemski. So the big news. We think we have a future AllStar. Joe Lacob with high praise for Pods. A future AllStar. I got ridiculed in the comments for saying Brandon's a future AllStar. When Steph is gone, he's our primary point guard. He's learning from Steph. He learned from Chris Paul last year, learning from Draymond. Of course, you got Steve Kerr. He is becoming a vital part of this team. Last year, he was a first-team all-rookie. He wasn't even supposed to play. He was supposed to be a backup and played so well when there were injuries, started the season, that Steve couldn't take him off the court. And in this interview, this was during the Summer League game, Joe said that they were all surprised at how well he did. They like his body. It's NBA ready. Sounds kind of weird to say. They think he's physically ready. He looks bigger from his start of his rookie year. His IQ is off the charts. He did really well with Team Select. He did really well in the Summer League. He didn't play yesterday. And that's why they don't want to trade him, because they think he's a future All-Star. You just don't get those in trades unless you're trading for one, fair enough. But he's a rare aspect compared to other rookies the Warriors have drafted where Steve Kerr couldn't keep him off the floor. It's so true. Lacob said the same thing. They're all impressed. He's on a cheaper contract, and they expect him to take a step up, not have a sophomore slump. So this is why you're not seeing Brandin get traded. This is why you're not seeing Kuminga get traded. They think they have two players who will be future All-Stars. I personally think Kuminga will be future All-Pro. Brandin has potential for that, and they will do big things. He also wore a picture of his shirt, himself on his shirt. This is the second or third time I've seen this. Let me blow this up for you really quickly. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. So this is why when you see the Markkanen trade, the Levine trade, PG3, he's not PG3 anymore, Paul George, I guess I have to say, Ingram, Kuminga, and Brandin are non-starters. We're getting that from Joe Lacob, Mike Dunleavy Jr. I'm sure Steve Kerr would say the same thing. So now you're getting, again, an insight into what the Warriors are thinking. And that's why we heard Moody from Markkanen plus draft picks, but they don't want to give up Kuminga or Brandin. What they don't want to give up as well is the Summer League. They're absolutely destroying 96-85. Final score was closer than what it was. They were up 15-20 pretty much the whole second half. At the end of the game, Cavs made a 10-0 type of run. And it was just an impressive win by the Warriors. They're now 3-0 in Vegas. They're now 6-0 in Summer League on the season, including California Classic. And what that means is we're going to show you this right here before we dive into it. Oh, that's really small. Warriors are first place. Let's go. First place in Summer League. You look at the standings right here. Clippers, Warriors, Grizzlies, Spurs, Heat, still all undefeated. Top four teams make the semifinals and finals, and it's based off of point differential. Actually, so I should do it like this. Warriors are in third place. When you go to the tiebreak point differential, I apologize. They're at 12.7. Grizzlies 15.3. Heat 15.6. And we beat the Heat, so just know that. We beat the Heat in California. Magic, they're not there. Was the other 3-0 team? Spurs 4.7. So long story short, if the Warriors win their final game on Friday against OKC, they will be in the playoffs. They will be in the Summer League playoffs, which will be awesome. I can't live stream that game. We live stream the other one. I will be at a wedding this weekend, but it's great to see the Warriors having a balling out Summer League. And it's because of their young players doing so well, like Plowden, Spencer, Brandin, and TJD when they were playing. Knox has played well. Rose played well. Again, Brandin, just have to show this. So Joe Lacob also talked about Daeqwon Plowden and said he likes what he sees. We did a whole video yesterday. He signed to a two-way contract. He earned his right on this team from playing in California, from playing in Vegas. He was a G Leaguer the past couple of years and has turned himself from a Bowling Green product into an NBA talent, a two-way contract. Had a cup of coffee, but never really mainstay. Now he'll have the opportunity to play at least 50 games in the NBA. 50 to 55 is what you can do for a two-way contract. He's earned it. I give him all the credit. Congratulations. When he speaks on interviews, he's very humble, very driven, and just wants to be successful. And he's earned it. Joe Lacob said they had no idea when they signed him he would become a two-way player. Yes, they knew the talent he had, but he's outperformed every expectation. And this means that our 3 two-way contracts, Reese Beekman, our draft pick from Virginia, it's an undrafted rookie. Sorry, not draft pick, undrafted rookie from Virginia. He has a minor injury right now while he's not playing. Pat Spencer, who signed last year, and now Daeqwon Plowden. And we talked about Quinton Post, our 7-footer in the second round, is not signed. So that means the casualty is he becomes a two-way contract. So Pat Spencer will have to go. You cut him, or that means somebody on the main roster has to go. Maybe like a Santos. Now Spencer knew this going into this game that he had the ball out because Plowden's balling out, and now I could be the person that is cut. So Plowden, after earning his two-way contract, he just shot 6 for 11, 4 of 9 from 3, plus 12, 16 points, had a couple of nice plays on defense, good dunks. Praise. He did really well. And Spencer's like, okay, now my spot could be taken from me. I got a ball out. And Spencer answered the bell. He played so well. He was definitely their best player offensively on the court. Let me blow this up a little bit. So again, Spencer, two-way player. Beekman, two-way player. Plowden, two-way player. He's the lone holdover from last season, that being Spencer. Pressure within also might have ramped up Spencer after the Plowden news, as the second-round draft pick Post still doesn't have a clear roster spot. The 20-year-old went 4-4 from the field in the first half, 2 3-pointers, and they were silky smooth 3, nothing but net. 11 points in the box score, 3 rebounds. He ended the night with 13 points, 5 rebounds, 4 steals, and 7 assists, which led the Warriors. He balled out, folks. He looked so good in that Summer League game. It was fun to watch, and you could tell he was driven. He scored the first couple buckets for the Warriors, knowing that he had to be the guy and prove, you're not taking my two-way spot. I think if he is cut from the Warriors, someone will pick him up and put him on their team. Again, he's a former NCAA lacrosse player, just a stellar athlete. Rowe, people thought potentially he would be the the other two-way player at 6'7", 27 years old. The Canadian played with our G League team in Santa Cruz last season. He played 47 games for the Dubs, 12.4 points, 6.6 rebounds, 40% from 3. On Wednesday night, he had a game-high plus 22 in 28 minutes, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 5 of 9 overall, 3 of 6. So now the question is, where does he go? There's no spot for him. Maybe they signed him to a training camp contract. Maybe they signed him back to the G League. It'd only be a G League contract only. Or they're going to have to cut him and another team could get a solid player. It's great to see Rowe, Plowden, Spencer, Podziemski, TJD, Mantis, all these young players doing so well. So well for us. And that takes you to actually the Summer League really quick. If we just show you some of these key stats. Warriors won from the start. They made the first basket of the game and never gave up the lead. Never gave up the lead. It's fantastic to see. You just gotta love it. Absolutely gotta love it. Domination from the start. Again, it was a 15-ish point game basically the whole time. The key stats we won. What's been big for us is our defense and shooting in the summer league. Field goal percentage, we were close to 50%, holding them to 40, a bit higher than other teams. 3-point percentage, we shot 40%. They were 31%, again, a bit higher than other games, but they started really bad and kind of in the fourth quarter got better. Rebound, we killed them on the defensive board, 36-24. Again, we're making our shots. They weren't, so that's why we get more D boards, not giving up offensive rebounds. Not terrible. But the big thing I've been talking about, turnovers. 20-12. Just, again, too many turnovers. You can't keep giving up this many turnovers. It's going to cost you, if it's Team USA, Golden State Warriors, Summer League. So I want to see this get down. Too sloppy. Look at the box score. And kind of broke this down for a little bit. Sorkin, coming out of Israel, had a really nice game playing center for us. Started the game fast and hot. 4 starters in double figures with with 9 points. And then you had 2 more bench players with 9 points, another bench player with 12. So 5 players in double digits, 4 with 9 points. We could have had 3 with 9 points. We could have had 8 players with double digit points. Whew, so close. Again, Thompson's been doing well. He'll be casual leave, not having spots on this team. But this team is just rolling and balling. Again, Plowden with 16 points. We talked about Spencer, Rowe. Give all this team credit. They're gelling and they're playing just fantastic basketball. So the question is, what's next? Their final Summer League game for Vegas is OKC, 7:30 p.m. Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, that is. Again, I will not be able to live stream. I will be at a wedding, but we'll have a full breakdown for you after the fact. And hopefully we make the playoffs, and we'll have some fun with that. Give us some pressure, some pressurized situations here in the summer. Love it, folks. Again, the big news of the day. What is it? Big news of the day. What is it? Joe Lacob thinks Brandin will be a future AllStar, and I tend to agree with that. I like to agree with that. Plowden has a big future as well. Rowe, Spencer, the young players of Warriors balling out, and you're going to ball out by subscribing. See y'all in the next one.